I think whenever you play an English team, you're going to be tested in the set piece, the contact area, and the basis of our victories and the basis of our really good performances have been through the forwards. It's allowed our backs to come into the game as well. I think the preparation's been really good. Playing England in the first game of the championship a few times has meant that we've had more of a focus on ourselves, and even though this is the third game, we certainly had tried to look at how we can improve and what we are going to do and set out, rather than worry too much about the opposition. And I know that engages the players more and gives them confidence. We really believe in our forwards, both those that are starting and the guys coming off the bench. I think at the weekend when we played France, maybe should have used players off the bench, but I was really pleased with how the likes of Xander were playing, going up against one of the biggest packs in world rugby. And that's what we'll always have against England. They will be a big pack, and they have a tradition through their age group rugby, through the English Premiership, of mauling, of scrums being so important, of the contact area being important. But we've shown against most packs that we come up against, excuse me, that we're more than a match, and we can compete with the biggest guys in world rugby. For Jamie, I think Jamie's really accepted the challenge that was there about a month ago, that there's increased competition in the back row. For that reason, you're no longer going to be captain. But he's played 2 games for Edinburgh since that conversation, and 1 for Scotland down in Cardiff, and he's played well. We believe this game will suit his strengths, and his experience he can bring to the team as well will be a boost. I think when there's a unique style of attacking or defending by the opposition you're playing, you have to touch on it. You have to train that way. So the non-23 have performed like England at training, or as much as we think they're going to defend and attack. We learned a lot that day in South Africa, but it was a case of missed opportunities. It was a case for us getting that perception against reality that maybe the way they were defending, the aggression they brought, we didn't realise there was still space there. We had 2 big opportunities in the first half that we, on another day, we take, but the second half wasn't as obviously not as pleasing. South Africa scored 2 tries, and we then forced things a little. So yeah, we've had that experience, but a lot of our teams go up against blitz defences. Exeter are one that deploy that defence, and a few of our guys that play in England, also Glasgow players, have came up against it. So they're aware of the solutions and aware of what we have to do right to make sure that we take the space that defence offers. And on the flip side, knowing that you're going to have to ride some aggressive tackles, you're going to be hit behind the gain line. The contact area is going to be huge if they do hit you behind the gain line. Favourites is something for bookmakers and for media. Every coach will try and say they're underdogs to the media, but to their own players they'll try and sell how to win the game and prepare that what you're doing is going to lead to a victory. So that's all we're focusing on. What we've done this week, the team that we've selected to go out and win this game. I think the game in 2018 is certainly given the players confidence when they've taken on England in the last few games. But I suppose what's most relevant is the game you've just played, the things you have to work on to be a better team, and the threats that England bring. This England team is different than the one we faced 12 months ago. But ultimately, it's just delivering on the day and the 80 minutes that we're going to play. As noisy as possible, that would be great. There was a few French supporters at Murrayfield the last game, and before the game I thought this was going to be the equivalent of an away match, the amount of noise that we're making. But fortunately the French supporters were quiet during the first half, and it was great to hear the Scots getting behind our team. I'm sure there'll be more Scots here this weekend, and it's always a special atmosphere. It's not always a positive atmosphere, but the last 3 occasions I believe it has been positive. There's been a real emotion and energy behind the Scottish team by the Scottish fans. Prior to that, it might have been more directed to the opposition, but we get the energy from our supporters, and that connection really helps us.